Take 52.
Hello, my name's Papa Manger and welcome to my latest video. Now, some of you may or may not know that I am quite the Zelda fan. And more than likely you've seen the title or thumbnail of this video and know what to expect. That's right, it's Zelda Month, a tradition started by Peanut Butter Gamer 5 years ago. And as an homage to him and the Legend of Zelda, I've decided to make this video. That's right, PBG, this one is for you. But the Legend of Zelda has always stuck out to me. So much so, that one of my tattoos is of the Triforce. It's the Triforce, don't tell anyone. I even have a ton of Zelda merchandise, but it's all back at my parents' place. I've got a hat somewhere too. And yes, I know what you're all thinking. Hey Lewis, why not tell us your favourite Zelda games? And if you're not thinking that, you're wrong. Time to give you a roundup of my favourite Zelda games. Oh, and before I start, if there are any games that I leave off this list, then it's not that they're bad Zelda games, they're just not my favourite ones. In fact, I don't think there's ever been a bad Zelda game made.
My boy!
Number 5 for me is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. But Lewis, Ocarina of Time is objectively the best Zelda game out there. In fact, it's won numerous awards for best video game ever made. I know, shh, let me talk. Ocarina of Time is a fantastic game, truly a masterpiece. However, I never had an N64 as a kid, so I only really picked up the game as a teenager. I started with a copy on an emulator, and it was fantastic. Until it crashed and lost all my data. No Zelda for me. Then I got it on the Wii Virtual Console, and didn't really play it too much. But then it came out on the 3DS. Finally, I can play it all I like, on the go, in 3D! Yeah! Then I lost the cartridge, in a hotel, in London. I don't live in London. But anyway, it is a fantastic game. It's beautiful and well written. I just never actually made it as far as the water temple. I know, I'm a failure. I'll play it all the way through eventually. I just can't stand the thought of going through all those damn kids dungeons. From the start of the game, and then the forest temple as an adult. You know what, those first dungeons can suck my... Ooh. Oh, that score though. The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds takes the number 4 spot for me. Released roughly this time last year, I ran out to get myself a copy on release day. Sure, at its very core, it's a reskin of A Link to the Past, but what do you expect from a direct sequel? Exactly. I loved A Link to the Past. It was great. There was the light world and the dark world, and the map and storyline got a huge boost from the original NES classics. And it really felt like you were going on an adventure. And A Link Between Worlds was, well, sure, it's very similar, but the extra features are just a lovely touch. Just lovely. Just lovely. And it really seems like they did their best to keep the feel from A Link to the Past. Sure, Ravio's a bit annoying, but I actually like what they did with this magic stamina meter thing. And hey, even the side quests feel useful. Collect enough of Mother Mai's kids and she'll upgrade your stuff for you. So long as you've bought it already. And one of the best things about A Link Between Worlds? The Street Pass fights. Getting to battle someone else's Shadow Link? Genius. Pure genius. Just make sure that you don't go up against anyone who's way higher in level than you. At number 3, it's The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. wasn't a huge fan of the Wind Waker when I was younger. In fact, it was my older brother who got to play on it when it first came out. What he doesn't know is that I used to play on it when he wasn't in the house. I felt like a real pirate. Like Nico, just not as useless. The game usually gets a lot of stick for its art style. And yeah, while it was a bit of a bold choice by the executives at Nintendo, I still think that it holds up to this day, especially with the HD re-release. Unfortunately, there's a pretty big reason why this game takes a number 3 spot. While it has loads of great points, it also has a lot of bad points. Personally, this game was a joy to play, but some of the aspects of the game really grated on me. I mean, who doesn't want to join a bunch of pirates and go around chasing pigs? And while I'm the first person to admit that I didn't really like Assassin's Creed Black Flag as much for the sailing portions, there's really something about sailing on the open sea with the King of Red Lions. Especially in the HD re-release with the addition of the fast sail. Sailing taking too long? Go faster with a slightly different piece of cloth. Yeah, now we're sailing!
Yeah!
I think the thing that makes the sailing bearable in the Wind Waker is the soundtrack. Sailing just a little bit too boring? How about now? But you know what really pisses me off about this game? This guy. This fucking guy, right here, him. First off, he extorts you for 398 rupees for each chart that he can decipher. But moreover, he's so annoying. In the GameCube original, he's barely useful. If you had a Game Boy Advance and an adapter, you could use him for some items with a tingle tuner. It's not the best, but it's much better than what he gives you in the HD re-release. Connect your 3DS to the Wii U? Nope. Why not have a bottle? And not a useful empty bottle though. Essentially, Miiverse capability. Thanks, Tingle. You prick. Number 2 is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Are you fucking kidding me? You put Ocarina of Time in 5th place, and now you put this in the 2nd spot? What the fuck? You make me sick.
Now, like I said, this is a list of my favourite Zelda games. And to be fair, Skyward Sword was a pretty fucking fun game. It starts off by setting up a nice backstory to the entire franchise. And what's more, the art style is just lovely. Just lovely. I can see it holding up for a long time to come. Now, sure, a lot of people had a problem with Fi. But let's be honest, quite a lot of Zelda games have that problem. Besides, I love how logical she is. Sure, Skyward Sword is a bit off the beaten Zelda track, what with the stamina bar and that, but I just love this game. It's fun, insightful, and Groose is possibly one of the best minor villain characters there is. And I actually feel for the guy. Sure, he's a jerk at the start, but he shows a lot of growth. Oh, and anything involving time travel instantly gets 2 thumbs up in my book.
So what the fuck happened to Ocarina of Time? Explain yourself.
Like I said, Ocarina of Time is majestic, but I just never finished the game. Maybe once I've gotten around to finishing it, I may change my mind. But that seems unlikely given that I've seen enough footage of the game online to make a decision for myself.
You make me sick.
I'm still going to play it though. Despite not actually featuring Ganondorf, I thought that the bosses were done really well. I mean, have you seen Girahim? That dude's fucking creepy. The only problems that I really had were the amount of times that you had to refight the imprisoned and the Silent Realm challenges. They were hard and terrifying. The collectibles in this game were done well too. You can upgrade practically everything with them. How about a tougher shield? Better weapons? More effective potions? I actually enjoyed going to the Lanayru Desert and just running around collecting tumbleweeds. Oh, and going back to Groose for a minute, I just want to say that the characters in this game are brilliant. Just fucking brilliant. That's right, you've probably worked it out by now. The number 1 spot goes to Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon.
Zelda, Duke Onkled is under attack by the evil forces of Ganon.
I'm just shitting you. The number 1 spot goes to The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And I'm sure you probably know why. This game was a huge stepping stone for Zelda. Twilight Princess was the first game to use the realistic style since Majora's Mask on the N64. And boy did it deliver. For me, it was one of the greatest real style RPGs, and probably still up there today. The only problem is that realistic dates very quickly. If there were a HD remake, hint, then it would last even longer.
As The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD.
When this game first came out, I quickly realised just how amazing the Zelda universe was. I mean, sure, I like the games a lot, but this was really the nail that sealed the box of love I had. Where the hell was I going with that? Anyway, Twilight Princess is a fantastic game. Sure, the wolf sections weren't the best part of the game, but the Twilight Realm, oh boy, just wow. There is so much to say about this game and I have no idea where to even start. When I first played Twilight Princess, I thought I was done when I got to the fight with Midna, once she'd gotten all the pieces of the fused shadow. So badass. And yes, I should have known better. But even after doing all of that and collecting all the pieces of the mirror, I was so pleased to find out that we weren't even done there. The game just kept on giving. And did I mention how wonderfully creepy the game is? Good job, Miyamoto. Good job. In fact, good job, Aonuma. Good job, everyone. Well done. You did it. And possibly one of the best ideas ever, bomb arrows. And the best bit? Going around and doing all of the side quests and mini quests, even just soaking up the beautiful scenery. Sure, there wasn't any time travel, but the musical side really made up for it. One of the best things about Ocarina of Time was the ocarina playing. So much so that I got my own Ocarina of Time. In fact, I love this game so much that I'm still replaying it to this day alongside Harry, who you will have seen in some of my other videos. Nah. All those reasons combined, along with the immense replay value, are why The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is my favourite Zelda game so far. And I say so far because have you seen what they're planning for the Wii U? So there we have it, my top 5 favourite Zelda games. What do you think? Do you agree? If not, tell me in the comments below what your top 5 are. And if you do agree, let me know with a like. Also, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe so that you can see more of my videos. Oh, and as this is my first proper gaming video, let me know if you want to see more of this stuff. I really like doing this one. Finally, don't forget to check out PBG if you haven't already. I mean, he's pretty big, but yeah, some people may not have heard of him. Anyway, he's a massive influence for me and an honestly funny guy. I'll drop a link to his channel in the description. But that's it for me today, so all that's left to say is, see you in a bit. Today's episode of Papa Manger was filmed on location at RBFM in Aberystwyth. To the studio? Yeah! This way? Yeah!